bonjour, bienvenidos, benvenuti, welcome to the Music Polyglot channel. Now, this being the Music Polyglot channel, you'll find good quality subtitles down there. Today, we're going to have a look at Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. I know that there are about 28,000 other videos on YouTube showing you how to play the chords with a capo, without a capo, showing you how to play the bass line, and most of them are absolutely fine. But today I want to show you something slightly different, which is what you heard just back there, how to play the bass line and the chords together. And not only that, but also how to play that little synth riff that happens at the end of every verse in that section that essentially serves as the chorus. If you are a professional player or a very advanced player, that was all you needed to know. That's all there is to it. So go get 'em, Tiger. For the rest of us, we'll break things down. Let's get to it. Okay, let me show you how the verse goes. I'll play it for you slowly so that you can see what's going on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so as you can see, we are playing the bass line and the chords at the same time. I'm sure you know what both of those are separately. Maybe a couple of precisions for the bass line. We're playing all that first line on the bottom E string, the whole thing. We know that that repeats. And then we play that second line with the exact same finger and fret pattern. We know that from that C, we actually jump up a fifth to that G on the D string 5th fret with finger 3. And then with the same finger 3, we jump down a string to play that D on the A string 5th fret. And then with finger 2, we play an F sharp on the D string 4th fret. Right, so that's the bass line. Now that's really important because the strumming follows the rhythm of the bass line. We know that the chords are G minor, to C minor, and D7. That D7 we're playing as a C shape, right? So it looks like a C7, so with the pinky on the 3rd string, in this case 5th fret, right? You don't want to let the open E ring out, you don't want to let the low E ring out. And you're following the same rhythm as the bass line. You've noticed, I'm sure, that you have those muted strums on 2 and 4. So then it's a matter of putting both things together. So we'll play the full chord whenever the bass line sits on the bass note. So on the G here, on the first beat, for example. Then on the C, same thing. Alright, now I just played that little line to show you where we were. If you want to play it, that's 5th fret on the G string, down to the 3rd, down to the 2nd. And you can either play it open, or you can play the D string 5th fret. Okay, so that's the verse. If I could give you a piece of advice in how to practice that, it would be first make sure that your hand is going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Practice the bass line independently from the chords. So practice both things independently from each other. First, make sure that you have the bass line, then make sure that you have the strumming pattern with the chords, and only then try to put both together. Moving on to the chorus. So in the chorus, the chords are the same. We're going to play them slightly different though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so as you can see there, we have the same chords, G minor to begin with. At the beginning when you strum down, you really only want to hit the bottom 3 strings. And on the way up, you only want to pull the B string. Then you'll have the D string on its own. Again, it's going to be an upstroke. And then the pinky gets really active. You take it off that D string, it moves up to the G string 6th fret. You play it once, then you play the then you play the 2nd string. Then the pinky comes down a fret to the 5th fret, still on the G string. Then it comes off, and you play that G. So, very slowly. Then what we do is we take the exact same shape and we'll play the exact same pattern on a C minor up here on the 8th fret. And then we move up 2 frets to a D7, which we turn into a D major because then we want to isolate and play D string to the G string back to the D string, because that's what the bass line does. And then we come down to a D7 as a C shape on the 5th fret. You want to come down here again because then it's easier to get back to the G minor. You'll notice that what I did was, but then from the D minor, so I reverted back to the muted strums on 2 and 4. Okay, that's a lot harder to do, especially there, because you have to mute, but at the same time you have to play that string open. So your muting kind of happens with this part of your hand, muting the bottom strings, but leaving the 3rd string free to ring out. Right? So, and then the second time around the chorus, it just uses that pattern throughout. So. so it's an extra layer of difficulty. Again, if I could give you a piece of advice, would be to practice one thing at a time. Make sure that first you have the whole, right? Make sure you have that with the pinky and being able to get all the right strings and notes on both chords, and then adding your muted strums. We'll turn the whole thing into more of a rhythmic, groovy attitude thing rather than just pure precision, right? So it's okay if it becomes a little grungier when you're adding that rhythm, because it's more about the rhythm and the attitude and the drive than about clean, pristine single notes. Although you always have to be able to hear that synth line. That's important. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're after tabs or sheet music, you'll find all that on my Patreon page. I mean, you'll find that plus a bunch of other things available to my Patreons. So why not consider becoming one yourself? Thank you for staying till the end, and until next time. Hasta la próxima, arrivederci, au revoir.